Okay, this video is the simplest example of starting with an echart instance that works in a limited form, just from the basic hooks example. And we're going to try to add interactivity. And so the differences are we're going to start with node 18 this time. We're not going to go to node 16 because we're not doing a superset plugin. So the first thing is, conceptually, what we want to do is we see that the x-axis has data in the form of a category, and the y-axis has data in the form of numbers. And so what we want to do is we want to add a single column, which, as an example, we can just make up a date. It doesn't have to be one of the 7 dates. It can just be some name, and we'll add like the number 500. And then we want to see if it re-renders as we add it. And so the first step, just to make sure we didn't do anything stupid, is just to try to log in the data here and the data for both the x and y axis. And so we do that here just by a printout. Once that's verified, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new option object, and we're going to update it. So we're going to use the lodash clone deep to create a new object from this object, and then we're going to overwrite these two arrays with a new data, and then we're going to set the option using this instance here. And it kind of makes sense that after just going through this, that instead of using the instance as a state variable, we can probably use the option object as a state variable. So let's just fire this up and see if that works. Okay. Okay, so we've got the original graph here. And then when we click on this, we should see both the console log output the data, and we should see the graph change. Okay, so we see this re-rendered. We see XXX as the new data somewhere around 500. And we can see that the data for the x-axis and y-axis are correct. So when we do this in steps, first we would do this by itself, and we wouldn't play with a graph. Okay, so these are just notes to myself to figure out what I did. Okay, we're going to stop this and continue